Day 1. I never liked autumn. It gets dark early. You wake up for school in the dark, come home in the dark. The slush, the cold, the endless rain. Summer was over, and the long school year had begun. Winter was different, snow sparkling in the sun, frost making your cheeks rosy, and the new year bringing joy, even if I no longer believed in Santa. But it was November, and I trudged home through drizzle. The wind stung my face. I just wanted to be home, warm and cozy. It's a 10-minute walk. I hurried, worried about soaking my earphones. In the stairwell, I rushed to my floor. Mom opened the door. "You're late." "You'll catch a cold," she said, worried. At home, sitting with my parents over hot tea, I thought out. Gloomy thoughts faded. Outside, the weather worsened, but I was safe indoors. We sat in the kitchen, sipping tea, talking about the upcoming holidays. At 11, my parents stood up. "Time to go," Dad said, glancing at his watch. They were heading to the dacha to pick up summer stuff. I was glad to have the place to myself for a couple of days. Nothing wild planned, just late-night music, cleaning when I felt like it, and sleeping in. I'd called my friend Vicky yesterday to hang out, but he said no, schoolwork. Homework doesn't stop. Mom gave last-minute instructions. "There's food in the fridge. If you run out, take money from the nightstand. Don't spend too much. He can cook." "He won't starve," Dad cut in. They grabbed their bags and left. Mom popped back. "Call us often." Alone, I washed the dishes from our tea and went to my room. Humming a favorite song, I noticed the front door ajar. Mom must have forgotten to lock it. I shut it, turning the key twice. Our old door takes effort to close properly. I sat down to do homework, but math was a struggle. Numbers and letters blurred together, and song lyrics stuck in my head. Reaching for my phone to lower the volume, I froze. The door was open again. I knew I'd locked it. Thoughts of burglars crept in. Maybe they saw my parents leave. Sitting there was dumb. I jumped up, slammed the door, locked it twice, and left the key in. Grabbing a kitchen knife, I checked the apartment, turning on every light, opening every closet. Empty. But the feeling of someone watching lingered. Back at my desk, I couldn't focus. I called Vicky about math. He hadn't done it either, stuck on Russian. I asked him to send his work later. My diary reminded me, prepare for the test. It was midnight. I went to make coffee. While the kettle boiled, I checked the door. Locked. Relief washed over me, but not for long. Returning with coffee, I froze. The door was open again. My knee shook, fear choking me. I had locked it. I slammed it shut so hard it barely came off its hinges, locked it twice. Peering into the stairwell, nothing. I stood there for 10 minutes, trying to make sense of it. A phone call snapped me out of it. I set alarms, went to bed, but found no answers. Day 2. Walking home from school, the courtyards were empty. Only distant kids' shouts and barking dogs broke the silence. I felt alone. At home, I could do whatever, but waking up in the dark for school was getting harder. Dad called. "We're stuck at the dacha a couple more days, sewage issue. Cook and clean yourself." "Okay," I said. "Dad, yesterday the front door kept opening, even though I locked it. Why didn't you call us? Or the police?" "I don't know," I mumbled. I invited Vitya over. He agreed to come in half an hour, but on the way, the upstairs neighbor, Irina Anatolievna, stopped me. She'd known me since I was a baby and sometimes asked for help. Mom helped her when she was sick. "Your parents left you alone. Come up," she said. I canceled with Vitya and went to her place. I cooked porridge, and we ate and talked. She spoke about her youth, the Soviet Union. Her apartment felt like a time capsule, old books, record players, posters. It made me sad. She was alone, no family. I thought about growing old someday. At night, I went home, locked the door, and slept. Day 3. I woke late, 7:40. Pink dawn crept through the curtains. I'd overslept for school. I rushed, grabbed a snack, and ran out. The day was normal. Home again, I ate, did homework, and scrolled social media. At night, with my phone at 20%, I saw a shadow in the doorway. I flicked on the light and saw it, a pale face, wide grin, round eyes, a long neck fading into darkness. It stepped back and vanished. Frozen in terror, I grabbed a pocket knife. The door was closed. A noise came from the hallway. I dragged a dresser to block the door and called 911. Waiting in silence, I heard sirens. Blue and red lights flashed through the window. Then, a blood-curdling scream and its wild laugh. Panic hit. I screamed. Police stormed the stairwell, but the cries and laughter continued. I didn't know what to do. Morning came, and the apartment felt calm. Voices buzzed in the stairwell, cops talking. One shooed me outside. I saw Irina Anatolyevna's door open. I knocked and entered. She was in the kitchen with 2 cups of tea. I told her everything, except about it. Her calm voice soothed me, but her paleness and odd pauses unnerved me. She asked me to come back tomorrow, saying she felt ill. I left, uneasy. I called Mom. I'm at Irina Anatolyevna's. Who? She died 4 days ago, Mom said. I froze. A scream came from the kitchen. Stay with me. I bolted. The hallway stretched endlessly, doors multiplied, walls warped. She clawed my shoulder. I reached the door, locked. I pounded until an officer opened it, shocked at my arm. Outside, it was night, though I'd gone to her place in the morning. At home, I waited for my parents. Mom called, they'd be home in half an hour. I left the door unlocked and lay down, relieved. The last night. I woke in darkness. Something sticky dripped down my arm. The night light revealed my mother's severed head and a hand with Dad's watch on my bed. I screamed, grabbed my phone's flashlight. The apartment was wrong, doors and furniture rearranged. In the living room, 3 identical wardrobes stood in the center. Behind them, an unfamiliar door led to a corridor. A chuckle echoed from the darkness. I ran, but the door slammed shut. It rushed at me, then vanished. I yanked the handle, my hand sank into nothingness. A crack of bones, pain. Chewing sounds from beyond. I screamed as claws tore into me. Blood sprayed. I stopped moving.